Today we're going to show you how to install our Boost Auto Parts Dual Function 2.0 kit onto 88 to 13 GM trucks and SUVs. This kit will be for new style GM tow mirrors. This kit will get your mirrors functioning as a full brightness turn signal as well as a full brightness running light.
First thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and extend the mirror out here. To remove the upper arm cover, you just come in here. There's a little notch right here in the arm here. You'll just go ahead and put a screwdriver in and pry up like we show here. Go ahead and pry up and then pull back out of the way. Now you want to take the orange wire provided in the Boost Auto Parts kit and go ahead and disconnect the black connector from each other. You want to take this short side and kind of pull that away. That's what you're going to use on the mirror now. We're going to install the long side later when you put this on the truck. Now just take that short wire from our kit, the orange wire, and go ahead and install it in the mirror as shown here. You'll go through this hole in the foam piece as well as this hole in the metal base there. And then you just go ahead and pull that through up here. You may need to use a pick or needle nose pliers for this. Now we're just going to need to go ahead and remove the upper glass here. You want to make sure to remove any wires in the back of the glass here. And just go ahead and set that upper glass to the side.
Reference our lower glass removal video in order to see how your lower glass comes off.
Now this is going to be 4 Phillips head screws, one down here, 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 and here. You'll just go ahead and remove those now. Now you just go ahead and lift off the shroud. When lifting this off, be sure to unplug that or reverse light there. Now we're just going to continue running that orange wire through the rest of the body of the mirror here. Just pull it through.
Once this orange wire is ran into the mirror, make sure not to pull any slack out of the mirror on this orange wire to reduce any chance of pinching when installing these later on.
Now you're just going to go ahead and remove the front marker light connector located right here. Just go ahead and push the tab in and pull it out. Now that you have that removed and pushed to the side, you're going to want to unwrap that harness, the taped harness, about an inch or two back here, just to have more access to those wires. Now that we went ahead and peeled the tape back there, we're going to go ahead and cut that blue and black wire for the front connector. Make sure you leave enough wire on each side for the mirror and the front light. Now just go ahead and strip the blue wire on the mirror side here, just like so. Now just grab your module and your adapter from the kit here and just go ahead and plug those in. When installing this kit, be sure to note on this Boost Auto Parts module, we have laid out which wire goes where. So the single orange wire is your output, will go towards the front light, and the other 3 wires are going to be input wires, and the orange wire will go to the one you run through the mirror. Blue wire will go to the wire in the mirror already, and you'll just go ahead and use the ground for that light as well. Now you'll take the blue wire on the adapter there with the butt connector on it, and the blue wire you stripped in the mirror, and go ahead and slide the blue wire you stripped into that butt connector there. You just want to go ahead and clamp that down. And then for the black wire on the mirror there, you can just go ahead and tape that off. And I'm just going to go ahead and heat shrink that butt connector. Now you just go ahead and take the orange wire that you already ran through the mirror and just go ahead and strip that end off there. Then you'll take the adapter and module in the mirror. You'll want that orange wire with the butt connector on it. You're going to go ahead and slide the orange wire you just stripped into that butt connector and go ahead and crimp it down. Now you just go ahead and heat shrink that butt connector down. Now just go ahead and grab the connector we cut off before, and you'll go ahead and strip both the black and blue wires on that connector here. Now just take the blue wire from the connector that you just stripped and the orange output wire on the module. If you look on the module, it says out there. You'll go ahead and insert those. Insert the blue wire into the butt connector and just go ahead and crimp it down there. Now just go ahead and heat shrink that butt connector down. Now for the black ground wire here, you're going to have 2 different connections on this wire. One is going to be this butt connector shown here. That is going to go to the front light connector that we'll show in a minute here. And then the other one's going to be this T-tap that'll go to the gray wire of your reverse light. So just be sure you're going to splice the correct one to the correct location. Alright, you'll take the black wire butt connector off the Boost Auto Parts module and adapter there. The butt connector, you'll go ahead and slide onto the black wire you just stripped on that front light connector, just as shown here. Just go ahead and crimp that down. Then you're going to go ahead and heat shrink that butt connector down. You're going to see this black butt connector and tap wire in your kit here. You're just going to go ahead and discard this wire. You won't need it for this application. Now you go ahead and take the T-tap included in your kit here and go ahead and tap it onto your reverse light ground. Be sure to note that that ground can either be a gray wire as shown here, or it can be a black wire as well. Just go ahead and tap that on there. Just squeeze until you hear a click. You're just going to take the black wire disconnect from the module and adapter there and go ahead and slide it into the T-tap you just put on the reverse ground wire. Make sure that the metal tab goes in the middle of the tap there and connects properly. Now you just go ahead and take that front light connector and go ahead and plug that back in. Once that's plugged in, you'll go ahead and just tuck this module down into the groove right next to that connector there. Go ahead and just tuck everything in.
When installing the orange wire, we install this with the mirror extended. This allows extra slack in the orange wire. You want to make sure you don't pull any slack out of the orange wire when installing the mirror.
Now you're going to go ahead and take the shroud and go ahead and plug that reverse light in here. And once that's plugged in, you'll go ahead and make sure this tab goes underneath the motor here. Once that's underneath the motor, you'll take this side of the shroud, put it down over this marker light, and then just go ahead and push the other side down over the mirror here. Now that this is on, you're going to go ahead and take your arm and screw this in. You want to put your arm across the center here just to make sure everything stays down. Just go ahead and screw these screws back in. Now you just go ahead and take the upper arm cover and go ahead and reinsert that. To install this, you're going to go ahead and push it in this way, and then go ahead and press the upper and lower arm together there. For any areas that didn't come together, just go ahead with a screwdriver and go ahead and just push it in there, and those will come together. Now just go ahead and telescope the mirror back in there. Now just go ahead and reinstall the lower glass here. Now for the upper glass, you'll want to start by going ahead and plugging in the signal on glass and defrost connectors here. Be sure to note that there are 3 stabilization pins on the back of the glass there that you'll go ahead and make sure in the proper location, which is going to be inside this tab, that tab here, and this tab here. Now when installing these stabilization pins, you're focusing on the 3 guides just like this one here. Now this stabilization pin will want to slide fully down on the inside of this guide here in order for the mirror to seat properly. It does not want to go on top or behind the guide here. This stabilization pin will need to slide on the inner part of the guide for all 3 stabilization pins on your upper glass. Let's go ahead and snap the upper glass back on here. Now go ahead and mount the mirror up to the truck. Then you can go ahead and grab the other orange wire in your kit here, the orange extension harness here, and go ahead and plug it into the orange connector on the mirror there. Now go ahead and run this up to your fuse box for your truck. Now if you order a premium fuse tap with your kit from Boost Auto Parts, you'll receive a fuse tap like this with a fuse in the upper slot. You want to go ahead and remove the fuse for the proper tap location and add it to the lower slot on the fuse tap. You can either run both sides up to the same fuse tap, or you can splice them together underneath the dash and run one wire up to the fuse tap.
Now just go ahead and run the orange wire to the wire tap location shown here. You've now successfully completed your dual function 2.0 install for your 88 to 13 GM truck. Now your mirror will go from a full brightness running light to a fully flashing on-off signal back to a fully brightness running light. This will be when your park lamps are on. When your park lamps are off, it'll be a full brightness flashing turn signal. To get all the parts shown in this video and more, visit our website at boostautoparts.com.